The purpose of this video is to map the specifications mentioned in the NDMO framework to Informatica components capabilities. So we'll start with the data catalog and metadata domain. Here you can see all the specifications mentioned in this domain. We highlighted the capabilities or specifications that we are covering by Axon and EDC, the Informatica components. During the rest of this video, we will show for each block how we are mapping the specification to the components capabilities. In this section, we are showing how Informatica Intelligent Data Management platform are complying with NDMO, data catalog and metadata domain. Specifications 1.3 and 4.3. These specifications are about metadata architecture and metadata structure. We have two main components for managing enterprise business and technical metadata: enterprise data catalog, EDC for short, for physical metadata, Axon for business metadata. These components come with integrated, extendable, and scalable framework for handling enterprise metadata. EDC is responsible to catalog and extract metadata from enterprise repositories to be populated into the built-in metadata repository that comes with EDC. EDC has the concept of resource, scanners, and data domains. Resource represents the data repository. EDC supports both structured and unstructured repositories, things like databases, file systems, business applications, big data, and more. EDC comes with built-in native scanners to automatically extract metadata from these resources, things like schemas, tables, columns, along with their profiling metadata. Data domain is the technique that EDC uses to provide semantics to the extracted data. Data domains intelligently tag the extracted columns with their associated domain by scanning the data values within the column itself. After populating the data catalog, we provide business context for the extracted technical metadata through Axon components. Axon bridges the gap between business and IT communities by linking the discovered data assets to their business definitions, processes, regulations, governing policies, apply and measure data quality matrices, assign subject stakeholders, and more. In addition, Axon comes with built-in workflow engine to manage changes related to the metadata between the concerned business users. As we can see here, also we can extend these frameworks or these metadata by providing like custom technical attributes and custom business attributes to the model. So now let's have a quick overview on the user experience of EDC and Axon. So what we are seeing here is the search screen for EDC. EDC is for the technical metadata. So we have here more than 400,000 assets scanned and discovered throughout more than 300 resources. So here you can provide your search criteria and you can see the auto-complete working. You provide your search or invoke your search. You can see the search result sorted by relevancy to provide the best user experience. And you can see a lot of filtration options like searching only for certified assets or for highly rated assets rated by the enterprise users, and also search by the resource name or system name, asset type, columns and tables, resource type. I want to search for only Oracle related assets. And also you can pre-configure your filtration into a tab. So I want to see only database and schemas or tables and columns. So we can configure all that. So let's check out one of the technical assets, which customer table or the business customer table. We can see that these tags are assigned to this table as a result of the automated discovery. So let's figure this out. So you can see here description, some visuals, some tags assigned to it. This is the discovered columns. This is the associated or discovered data domains, and you can see that 83% confidence of the assignment, and also here you can accept or reject whatever is being discovered by the tool. You can see here the collaboration, reviews and ratings, questions and answers. You can see who is the owner, who is the steward, and who are following this asset. Also you can see all the columns discovered along with some basic profiling information. You can see also frequency distribution and the distribution of the patterns in this field for this column, and also what is similar column to detect the duplication of the data across your enterprise. So this was for EDC. Now for Axon. So Axon, like providing the business context for the technical metadata. So can here provide like business description for this data, and also assign to what regulator or what regulations is impacting this data, how this regulation is translated into policies, and what processes is using this data, what systems these processes are using, and also you can see the quality measures and the result of these measures, so you can trace or track your healthiness of your data, and also all the stakeholders concerned about this data, and also the linkage between this business world to the physical world. So let's take for an example a process which called client onboarding. So as you see, once I search for one piece, the other facets are auto-filtered. So you can see that this process is using like 13 glossary, 8 policies, 4 systems, and using like 13 attributes and 22 data quality measures. And you can see here the overall quality of the data that is used by this process, and also the list of all the quality rules assigned to the data used by this process. And also you can see the abstraction or the visuals, the data map of this process. So here you can easily, the business user can translate or can see how the data landscape is assigned to or impacting their business process. Here you can see all the assigned attributes to each step and what the quality of. So this was a quick overview for Axon and EDC. To extend the technical metadata and business metadata framework, so I can add a custom attribute to the technical metadata. So I have to log in with the administrator for the administration interface. This is the administration interface. I want to manage the attributes. You can see here the list of the custom attributes. I can add a new custom attribute. I can assign it to all resource or a specific resource. This is for the technical metadata. For the business metadata, I have to log in also with the administrator to extend the business metadata to add a custom attribute through the admin panel. So this is where I add like custom fields. I have to choose a specific facet to extend. So I can extend all these facets. For example, a glossary, I can add like a technical display name for this description type of this extended field. Points 4.2 and 5.1 metadata population and data catalog automated tool. Informatica Enterprise Data Catalog will be the data catalog automated tool. It has the built-in metadata repository, which is extendable. It has the capability of scanning all the data repositories that the enterprise have. It has the capability to auto-tag or the critical or the important data elements using the concept of data domains and composite data domains. And also these domains will be the link, one of the linkages between the technical world and the business world. which is Axon in this case. So these domains can be attached to the glossaries in Axon to make this bridge. So let's have a quick view on how we are defining a resource in EDC. So this is the administration interface for EDC. I can check out all the data domains that I have, the composite data domains. I can edit and add more. And here I can check out all the resources in the enterprise. So let's check for an example Hermes resource. Let's check this one, check this one. So here we can see the connection information, the metadata load settings, how we can enable the composite data domain, and also the data discovery to be done during the profiling and extracting the metadata out of this resource. Also, I can do this on a scheduled basis to make sure the metadata repository is up to date. So once the scanning is finished, we can see EDC is populated with the metadata. So here I can search for Hermes and resource. I can do this in one search. And this is Hermes and resource. So we can see that 53 tables were discovered and 4 composite data domains were identified. So let's check this out quickly. So this is the 53 tables coming out of scanning for this resource. And you can see this table, and most of these columns are auto tagged. One point two, data sources prioritization specification. So leveraging the concept of data domains and composite data domains, we can achieve this specification, and we have like a best practice for that, leveraging Axon and EDC. So we are calling this process is CDE onboarding process flow. So it starts with like defining what is critical for the organization, what's called the critical data elements. And this will be defined as a business glossary in Axon. Then we can assign, of course, the owners and stewards for this glossaries or the critical data elements. And then we can translate the criteria of discovering these critical data elements through maybe specific patterns like credit cards or national IDs. Maybe the reference tables or reference sets where we can define this as a data domain. It will help in the automated discovery and scanning for the data repositories in the enterprise. Then EDC will do the auto discovery based on these data domains, tag all the relevant elements, and then where the steward can curate these metadata and do the enrichment, accept, reject. And then these data will be onboarded back to Axon to the glossaries. So let's see here an example of a glossary which is assigned to a data domain and then onboarded back to Axon. So we can see this glossary element. You can see the associated attributes, systems, datasets. So this is where you can define your critical data elements, make the EDC do discovery, linking, and populate back these to Axon. So you can see here again the attributes, and here the data quality rules that you can assign later to measure the quality of these critical data elements, and you can run frequently to assess the healthiness and trend of the quality of these data elements. Specification 3.2 data catalog adoption and usage. Axon has an object type called project. This project can be used to hold the data catalog communication plans and also the power users responsible for that, or the champions. So this can be achieved through the linkage between the project and roles people, and also can be attached to the data landscape that the enterprise has. So as you can see, it has a lot of connectivity with the other object types between systems, glossaries. You can raise also change requests. You can make workflows around these projects. So it has a lot of features which can benefit the or support the communication platform, the data catalog. Specification 2.2 Metadata Access Approval. So Informatica Enterprise Data Catalog EDC supports the role-based access to the data catalog resources. So as you can see here, this is the user management. This is the groups management, where you can assign the group users into a group. And here where you can manage the resource security for the user and user groups to the resources who can do what, like the read write or all permissions, or read only, or you cannot they cannot access it at all. Specification 4.1 Metadata Stewardship Coverage. We can achieve that in both Axon and EDC. We can assign the stakeholder community around systems, datasets, and also we can assign people to physical data elements like resources or tables or databases, like a specified data owner, data steward for any physical element. And also we can define automated periodic review schedules leveraging Axon workflow capability. So this will initiate like a workflow instance on scheduled basis to remind the administrator to review the stewardship assignment to the metadata or the assets. Specification 4.4 Metadata Update. So we have the capability, EDC has the capability to schedule the scanning activity on the resource level. So we can make it on weekly, daily basis. And this will update the keep the metadata up to date. And also we can make like scheduled workflows to be invoked on periodic basis to remind maybe the stewards to review and curate the updated metadata. Specification 4.5 Metadata Quality. As we explained earlier, EDC has the ability to scan and extract metadata out of the data repositories in the organization. It provides like all the elements within a database system, all the schemas, all the databases, tables, and columns, and also it can tag these columns with data domains. It gives the steward the ability to accept or reject any of these, the assignment of these domains to the columns, and also it provides information like frequency distribution within a column and the followed data patterns within the column. And also it Axon provide the ability to do automated periodic review schedules where workflows are being instantiated periodically to give or remind the stewards to do some updates or curation activities. A user can raise a change request for any object in Axon. So for example, for this glossary item, a user can participate, can see all the change requests on this business metadata, and can go inside and see the process that this step is in. And you can see this is the highlighted step that the process is currently in. I can see the description, and also the user can create a new change request, as you can see here. So this will help in the metadata quality. Specifications 4.6 and 4.7 metadata annotation and certification. As we explained earlier, EDC has the ability to scan and extract metadata out of the data repositories and provide the user with the ability to curate the scanned or the discovered data domains for the discovered columns. So they can accept, reject, or manually add data domains to columns. And also they can certify assets. So certify tables, for example. I can do like enable collaboration on these discovered assets, like provide review and questions and answers, give rating to the asset. And finally, using Axon, they can automatically use the automated periodic review schedules to instantiate workflows on periodic basis, so they can review and review that trust and certify the assets on a regular basis. This is the EDC search user interface. Here I can search for the certified assets, for example, and also I can limit my search for highly rated assets. So we can see this green flag, which is flagging the certified assets, and we can see also the yellow stars reflecting the rating of an asset. And also we can see the tagging. We can provide like tags for the asset. So this is where we can certify, rate, and tag assets, and also you can curate by adding like a data domain. Manually you can accept, reject, and you can add more data domains for a column. Specification 5.2 Metadata and Catalog Notification. EDC provides the user with the ability to follow the asset. As we can see here, that the user can follow an asset, and here the asset is listing who is following this asset. And also here you can see that the user can receive the notifications on the user interface. So back to our example of technical asset, which is the business customer table. Here you can see all the people following the asset, and here you can the user can flag which changes that he is interested in seeing, and also you can see the notification about the asset that this user is following. Specification 5.3 Metadata and Catalog Audit Trail. EDC and Axon provide like audit trailing capability. As you can see here, Axon providing the audit trail on one of its objects. That's in this case a regulation, and also EDC provide like full for data asset analytics on the data assets. And for example, you can see a summary dashboard for user logins, user searches, and you can also make a new report or report on the user activity like user search. This is the EDC user interface. We can switch to the analytics view. We can see some dashboards, some regarding the user adoption, logins, searches, this data asset inventory, data asset enrichment, related dashboards, user collaboration, and also we can make like new reports regarding the, for example, user searches. So it gives you like the search string used by which user on what date. Specification 5.4 tools versioning. So once we have a new version of Informatica EDC or Axon, the client will be informed so they can prepare for the update or upgrade related activities. Specification 6.1 data catalog KPIs. So EDC has the analytics view, so the user can check how the data is being used across the enterprise. So we have a lot of dashboards like user adoption, data asset inventory, things related to data asset enrichments, user collaborations, and also it has like reporting capability where the user can see the user searches, user collaboration, user logins. The underlying database for these reports are open, so the customer can make their own reports using their own BI tools. Specification 6.2 metadata quality KPIs. So user can leverage the framework of Axon and EDC to provide like KPIs related to the metadata quality. As we can see here, that we have some metrics regarding the systems without governance policies, attributes with no glossary, attributes with no stakeholders. So the administrator or the community stakeholder can monitor the updates on the governance, and they can assess the healthiness of the governance across the organization.